Depending on who you ask, they'll tell you I'm a legend. From YO to the Veil to the Mongo spot on Creston. Always been 1,000, never ever been a lane. Lay a nigga down for these 3 letters on my chain.
Peace, y'all. What's shaking with it, man? This is your homie, your dog, your G, J Hood and all that. And you are now tuned into a brand new episode of the Tales from the Hood vlog series, man. Do me a favor, make sure you stream or download my album Self. Make sure you grab up the Pesci Trilogy 1 through 3. Snatch up the Best of Hood, Flashbacks from the Block. It got all that classic D-Block material. I'm trying to tell you, man. I've been telling y'all this every episode. I don't think y'all hear me. Make sure you get your hands on it. More importantly, make sure you stream or download the What If single, man. Everything is available on all digital streaming platforms. My whole catalog. Just type my name in and everything comes up, all right? Anyway, listen, man, let's get to it. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the Raping You record skit. Always get asked about it. I've been asked about it recently multiple times, so I'm going to speak about that today. So let's get into it. All right, firstly, this skit was on the Lox We Are the Streets album. This album came out 22 years ago, right? 22 whole years ago. So that's 2 decades and 2 years. All right, so at this time, I was 16 years old, right? All right. Now, that was around the time that we was about to officially start D-Block, right? We didn't have a name for it at that particular moment, but we had the idea, you know what I'm saying? And we was like, you know, gathering information and all, like collectively coming up with like, you know, different shit that we wanted to do as far as like to make this shit a reality, right? So these dudes were wrapping up their We Are the Streets album and shit like that, and what they wanted to do was they wanted to make like a comical skit that contained some, you know, some reality to it, and somewhat make it reflect their career and how they felt Puffy dealt with them, you know what I mean, during their time on Bad Boy. So they came up with the idea to do the Raping You record skit. They like, listen, man, you want to be on this shit, you know, you play the artist, you know, it's basically going to be some funny shit, and it's just, you know, going to be, like I said, a reflection of how they felt that Puffy did them while they were there. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. So I ended up doing the skit. Everybody was loving the skit. It was funny and all that other shit, and motherfuckers laughed about the shit, and it's still funny to this day. And you know, later on down the line, when we had everything established as far as the D-Block company and everybody started dropping and all that, and people started saying that I was unhappy with how things were going and shit like that, niggas was like, yo, but why would he get on that skit like that? Like, you know what I mean? He should have known. Like, first and foremost, I was 16 years old, and they was telling me to get on the skit on an album that, you know, went platinum and was going to be worldwide. So anybody at 16 years old would have got on that skit, especially under the circumstances.